This will be a video explaining the Worldwide People's Championship title. It's a tourney that we've come up with recently. And I've written something up on the forums, but that confused a whole bunch of people, and I don't think people really understood. So hopefully this video clears it up. Week one of this tourney is the coming week, where you can see here the signups will start. They actually already started. You can sign up now on the forums. They will end sometime next Friday, at which point we will choose randomly for the players. We'll actually assign a number to every single person that signed up. More of that later. But there will be a four-person tourney in a perfect scenario that should end on Saturday, which will determine the winner, the challenger from week one. Now, week one is a little special because it's the first week. Week two is going to be more of like the typical week. Hopefully, this continues on indefinitely. With some luck, once again, we'll have a whole bunch of people sign up during the week. Friday, we'll choose random numbers. And we'll have a challenger tourney that should end Saturday. And by Sunday, we should have had the championship game. So we'll have that the first Worldwide People's Champion determined by that Sunday, and then it'll repeat indefinitely week three, just like week two, but slightly different people signing up. So that's the overall overview. Hopefully that made sense. Now to a little more specific, the actual sign up process. What we'd like to do is limit this score, the global rating of the players who can sign up by 1700. So if you're over 1700, don't sign up. If you're under, please, you're welcome. And also, please use 50 plus games. We want to avoid any kind of smurfing. Please don't smurf. And if you do, well, that's too bad. And more details are written up on the forum post that I've made. I'll link that in the description. But I guess it's confusing, but it should have all the details you may need to know. So if you have 50 plus games and less than 1700 global rating, and you're free to play Saturdays and Sundays, you're welcome to sign up. Also, the maps, we'll choose those, and maybe we can have suggestions of which maps you would like to see. But for week one, we've chosen Blasted Rock for map 1 and Canis River for map 2, so nothing too crazy. Maybe it'll turn a little more crazy in later weeks. So looking at the sign up, once we see the signups for this week, this Friday, we will assign to each player a number 1 through n, however many players we have. And then the first 4 seats, as soon as we have those seats picked, the first 4 seats can play in this knockout format, where you can see map 1, in this case Blasted Rock, will be played by the seed 1 versus seed 2, seed 3 or seed 4, and then the winners go on and play on Canis River. Whoever wins on the Canis River is the challenger from week 1. It's as simple as that, and that is, of course, assuming that the players who sign up during the week actually show up to play. That's one thing about FAF. People have lives, and we understand. If you sign up and suddenly something crazy happens, we're not really pros. So in that case, if the games are not played and uploaded to the forum by 6 p.m. UTC, that's 10 a.m. West Coast in the United States, you can do the math for other time zones. If it's not uploaded, the tourney becomes open to all the other players who've signed up, and they can jump in. And if you host a game, if the earlier you host a game, the better chance you have of it actually counting. Hopefully there aren't too many disputes, but one of the organizers should be on trying to regulate this, and Guile and Napalm also are associated with this tourney if people have questions. Of course, we should be casting every single one of these games, so if you just want your games casted, go ahead and sign up for this tourney. And hopefully that doesn't become necessary very often, where people start doing this jump-in process. Hopefully the seeds 1 through 4, who've actually went through the first process of the random selection, go ahead and play. And of course, now week 1 we won't have the title game. Week 2, here you can see the picture. What will be happening is week 2 we'll have the challengers. Week 1 facing challenger from week 2. In week 3 we'll actually have a champion that will get challenged by the challenger from week 3, and this will go on indefinitely. And once again, okay, so here you see that the final should be played by Sunday, 11:59 p.m. UTC. If we will be flexible, if people want to choose some other time, if they both agree, but if there's any disputes, that will be the cutoff. It will be a best of three format, where the challenger comes up with the first map, while the second and third will be chosen by the champion. They can choose it right at game time, or they can say it early on, whatever. The limiting thing is that these maps have to have been on the ranked ladders for either FAF or GPGnet, and you will be spawning at random in case there is some dispute about the balance in these maps. And of course, if players both agree they want to play some other crazy map, they're more than welcome to, but they both have to agree. Of course, this is once again the perfect scenario. We understand in real life we might have a champion that goes on vacation, and of course the challenger might win the challenge for some week and then go missing. And there will be consequences for this, but we'd like to make it a little more flexible. So what we'll do is that if the champion game isn't played for whatever reason in some week, the challenger from that week is actually going to have to beat the challenger from the next week in order to get a chance to play the champion. But of course, there's also going to be consequences for the champion, because the reason that the championship wasn't played is the fault of two people, and then the champion, if it doesn't defend the title in 2 weeks, they lose it, and just like week one, the challengers decide who the new champion is. Hopefully that was pretty clear. And of course, to protect the champion, if the champion is actually there to play in that second week when they must play or they lose the title, if they're actually present and the challenger is missing, then they retain the title, and this can go on indefinitely. Hopefully this doesn't happen too often, but just a safety thing. And a couple more things now. Let's see, what else did I want to say? Yeah, if the global score, so since we are maxed out by the score 1700 for the challengers, we can imagine as the champion plays in later weeks, their score can go above 1700, but we'll make the cutoff. If they go above 1800, then they will give up the title, and then the tourney will expand, and we'll have the worldwide RTS god, since this is the greatest RTS. We'll have a new title for that player who has been the champion, has defended his championship and won over 1800 global rating. It will be a new title, but the new champion for the WWP championship will be established through the challenger process, just like week one. However, now the worldwide RTS god can be challenged in the exact same parallel process, except now the challengers will have unlimited global rating. So it'll open up another bracket, you can say, to this process. And of course, in the future, depending how many signups we get, or if this thing dies for a few weeks, it can always be resurrected. We'll be pretty open. If there's a lot of challengers, we can open up new ratings. For example, just for people with a rating under 1,000, if there's a bunch of challengers, for that we'll have a separate tourney for that. But probably won't make it too crazy. We like to keep it really small with just those 4 people and have the random number generator do a lot of work for us. So hopefully people think this will be a good idea. We'll get some nice games to cast, and let me know if there's something I missed, if there's any questions. And you can either sign up on the FAF forums, I'll put a link, or you can actually just drop your name here with your FAF name in the comments section for this video, and we'll put you in on Friday into the random seating. So we'll see what happens. I'm actually quite curious.